So we're going to talk about this whole thing going on. So as you see, we've got a bunch of pages up talking about hate raids. So we're going to open up Notepad. Let's come up with a viable solution, because everyone is turning to Twitch right now to go, you guys need to fix the problem with hate raids. I don't disagree with that. Like, there needs to be something done. But from what I see of 99.99999% of people, they're going, you need to fix the thing. I've seen only a couple people, and I could probably count it on one hand, of anyone actually providing a solution that makes sense. You were going to ask if I'm backing the 1st of September. No. And here's why. The intent of hate raids is to get people to be frustrated, not stream, and do these things. Why would I give in to exactly what the bots are trying to do by doing that? That proves absolutely nothing. It's not like a sit-in strike to keep my cars from coming off the line. It's literally doing absolutely nothing for the platform. Yeah, I see no point in it, because I look at it more like this. Here's the other side of the argument. I could get together with a bunch of the top streamers and say, hey guys, let's get everyone to do the 1st of September, blah, blah, blah. And for all we know, it could be a group of larger people that have paid someone to do these hate raids intentionally. And I'm not saying it is. Like, I'm not saying that at all, but I'm just speculating. Like, here's a worst case scenario. They did that to try and start this 1st of September to get a bunch of people to not stream on that day so that they reap the benefit of it. Why would I even be part of, like, I don't see an intent of that. Like, there's no end game of taking a day off of streaming to prove a point. Because as far as anyone is concerned, I could have taken the day off to support this, or I could have taken the day off because I have diarrhea. It proves absolutely nothing. I'm not going to deprive my community of content just because of something like that. In theory, it's a good thing, and that's with anything that people do. Like, we're going to bind together and do this thing and prove a point. For what? I'll give you the exact answer of what it is. It is taking the 1st of September off to prove a point about hate raids is the equivalent of Miss America saying she's going to end world hunger. Am I wrong? Okay, so there's a group of bots that are rolling around Twitch that are going in, and they're specifically going in mainly through the tagging system to find people of color, LGBT, and a lot of very special social groups, and they're going in harassing those people with mass amounts of bot accounts. And we're talking like nonstop. They'll go for like a half hour straight and just dropping it in there. Boom, 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 boom. I said when the tagging system came out that that's awesome that they're giving tags for special interest groups, but that also gives a free pass for people to find them. It basically said, here, segregate yourself so that we can find your special interest group easier to target you. I was against the tagging system being open to that degree because I saw the negative implication that came with it. And that's exactly it. And that's where, like, I come from a generation where we just didn't want labels at all. And I was talking to my daughter about this. Like, we were having a discussion, and I stand by this answer. And, like, this is the mentality that a lot of military people have, and a lot of people, I think, should adopt this. Is like, I don't care if I disagree or agree with someone. I will still fight for their right to live their best life as long as it does not impede the lives of others. That does not cause me to put a label on anything, and that doesn't mean I stand by certain special interest groups. That just means that I will fight for injustice at any time, regardless of if I believe or agree with it, based on if it's impeding that person's ability to live their life. So yeah, Let's go with this. So we're going to put two categories on here, and I want to hear this from you guys. What can Twitch do to stop hate raids? What can streamers do to stop hate raids? And the reason that I'm bringing this up in this manner is because I'm going to bring this full circle to the last big conversation that we had regarding things. So what can streamers do? Educate themselves on how bots work and how to utilize existing bots to moderate. 2. So let's just say, let's go in front of like what can Twitch do? So we're going to go with what tools does Twitch already have in place to prevent hate raids? So here's the thing. I don't have a whole lot of safeguards on my channel right now. Like in terms of like if that were to happen right here. But here's the kicker. I'm going to just put this out there. I'm going to put this out there. We have these type of conversations. So if a hate raid were to come in, the community would just go, oh, look, it's a hate raid. Bunch of dumbasses coming in. And that would be the end of it. And it'd be like, all right, give me a minute to handle this. And then it's done. And that's the problem. And I brought this up last time that we had a discussion of this nature about other things dealing with streamers. And I really talked about streaming as a whole, where I said streamers get into streaming because a lot of them are introverts and they're doing it to meet other people that are in a gaming community, and they're trying to put themselves in these buckets. So by doing this, they're saying, hey, I'm putting myself in this very niche bucket, but in the public eye. So now anyone targeting that bucket of people is now going to be able to find them very easily. I have very basic moderation things. I have certain keywords, including leet speak numbers of those words, that get blocked automatically. Most of them are like racist in nature and things like that. Things that have no business being said, period. Certain heavily homophobic words and things like that, like they don't need to be said. Because whether someone feels that way or not doesn't matter in this chat. Like, done. So a lot of that stuff automatically gets hit by my moderation settings in the Twitch dashboard. And then if anything new pops up, like if it were to happen today and like, oh, there's new words being used or phrases or whatever, then I would add them to it. And that's it. So guess what I did? I went into my Twitch dashboard and I put my address as a blacklisted phrase. So if they try in Twitch chat to post that, it automatically blacklists that. I put my phone number as a blacklisted phrase. There you go. So you can add those things right in the Twitch dashboard. So here you go. So we're going to say blacklisting words and phrases. This includes address, phone number, full name. Like I put my children's names on my blacklist. There you go, etc. To prevent doxing. This also includes any racist or special interest group phrases. But I'm saying like Twitch already has that as a safeguard if you use it appropriately. Now, here's the problem. So many people on Twitter, like streamer Twitter, they're going, well, Twitch needs to educate people on how to do this. No, they have given every tool. Streamers need to educate themselves and not be so damn lazy. If you want to prevent these things from happening, take the steps to do it and set the things up yourself. So here we go. So there's one. So panic button. This was one that was mentioned on Twitter by CoCarnage, a few others, and everything like that. So here's a panic button. You're going to take on your Stream Deck, on whatever other thing you've got. You can get a virtual Stream Deck. You can get it on your phone now these days. You can do things like that with a hotkey in OBS, Streamlabs. So you can pretty much make a panic button on any platform you use that you're streaming on, unless you're streaming straight from console, in which case you don't have that option really. Like if you don't have a phone at all and you're just streaming from console, sorry. So you make a panic button, and what that's going to do is you're going to put that into, you can set it to go like be right back screen, emote only chat, emote only / follower only, so that it'll stop the chat from happening during that time, because then they won't be able to post anything other than those things. Okay. And then it'll also like clear chat. So you can set it up as a single button push to where it can do all those things, boom, instantly. So now if you get those raids, you can just clear chat. It's not the most ideal thing because you're going to lose some chat that's happening. And then you just explain to your chat, hey, this is what's going on right now. The big crowd is like, Twitch needs to do something about it. Twitch doesn't need to do something about this. Like, I'm sorry to be the one to say it. They don't. Because, and here's where I said it before as well, and we had the conversation where it went back and forth of like what safe means, and we haven't defined that. Safe means on Twitch. And I get asked that question in my quarterly thing of like, do you feel safe on Twitch? And I'm like, yeah, no one's breaking in my house right now and nothing's happening, so I feel safe. And that's what safe means to me. To others, they're like, well, I want to feel safe. And they're like, okay, but here's the thing, a business can't adhere to feelings. Feelings do not equate into action. And that's the problem. We can talk feelings and then we can talk action we can take to minimize those feelings, but feelings do not ever equal action. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't feel this way and not feel safe on the platform. Like, there's times where things are said that cross the line, and it happens in chat here, but I'm like, they're somewhere not in my home, so I still feel safe. And that's where, like, I don't know if that comes with age, that comes with the life I've lived where things have happened to me where, like, I have a different feeling of what safe is. So here's what Twitch can do to further do this. I mean, like, we'll say further stop, because they already have the tools in place to stop it. We're going to say further stop hate raids. Oh, here's another option you can do. Turn off raids. If you personally don't feel comfortable with it, you have to make a decision of like my feeling of being safe versus my growth on Twitch. And if you have a problem with that, just turn off raids. You can do that. They have those settings as well. Okay, so what can Twitch do? So one, they can put a tracker in that follows Who is traveling to channels within hate rates? That's fair. We can get behind that answer. All right, so what else does Twitch need to do? And I gotta ask you guys this, and give me an honest answer, because if it's not true, like, let me know. Do you guys not feel safe in this chat? I mean, we get some things said. We have people that, like, will come in and try and talk shit to either us or to the channel or whatever. I don't care. Even when, like, we do a long stream, like, maybe mods aren't here for that time, and, like, maybe a message gets missed and it floats through and it's some bullshit someone said, like, it's just someone trolling. Like, guess what? That shit happens in public as well. Let's say I'm with people of color. Is it possible that we're going down the road? Like, I just picture it this way. So I'm driving down the road, and I'm you know, people of color in vehicle with me, and someone yells over and says something to us, okay? Because I'm not part of that group, but I might have some with me, so we have some in chat. Like, that's fine. So we're driving along, and someone yells something at them that's racist. Like, am I going to pull over at that point and go, I need you guys to stop that car, please, because they were mean to my passengers? No, because my passengers are going to be like, what the hell are you doing right now? They're going to move on with their life, and that's fine. So, okay, back to this, though. Like, what can Twitch further do to stop hate rates? Okay, so I think that platform-wide, they could put a very soft level, very minimal, like, and I know this was one of the things that came on, was they banned certain phrases from being used on Twitch, which I'm not going to state, and I don't want anyone to in chat, without getting rid of certain racist names and things like that first. And that's a little alarming to me. So, like, they could expand slightly the automatic blacklist of phrases on Twitch. So what can streamers do to stop hate rates? Educate themselves. Yep. Okay. So they can set up a blacklist of words/phrases. They can, oh, why did I put 1 again? Apparently I don't know how to do this. 3, we can remove tags from stream. Now, I've seen this mentioned, and they're like, well, that takes away my discoverability. I'm just going to tell you guys the truth about this. For every 1,000 people that come in this channel, maybe 1 of them comes from tags. So what you're saying is you're losing 1 in 1,000 people that might see your channel to completely remove hate rates. If you are that adamant about not getting hate rates and feeling safe, why wouldn't you go about that to not put yourself at the epicenter of special interest groups that are being targeted? I'm going to say, here's something else streamers can do. Are you ready for this? Set boundaries. Exclamation points. Set boundaries. Why am I putting exclamation points on this? The problem with a bulk of streamers that are coming in because they're introverts, they're trying to meet people to game with and everything like that, is they will go out of their way to try and be people pleasers. And the issue exists that by doing so, they also set up a false narrative that they are now best friends with everyone in chat. Now, love hanging out with you guys, love talking to you guys, love the community here, but there's boundaries we don't cross. The issue exists when those boundaries get crossed. And a lot of times when people are getting doxxed, I've seen some channels that this has happened to, it's because they have invited people they barely know into their homes. And then those people end up ending relationships with those people and give out their information and everything like that. 6, disable raids. So let's get rid of this. So here we go. Turn off raids. So we'll get rid of this entire thing. Blacklist words and phrases. Okay, so you can do that already as a streamer. So that exists here, that fit into whatever your special interest group is and everything that you don't want to have highlighted as part of that. So we can completely get rid of this. So we can talk panic button. All right, so we can do a panic button on here as well, because you can already set that up through single button things. Like I said, unless streaming direct from console. We have literally put up a tracker, but follows who's traveling to channels within hate rates. Okay, like that's fine. And that's something, let's put a little note on this. Twitch is currently working on this as stated by them on Twitch. I believe it was on Twitch support. I saw it somewhere. Twitch actually posted, this is something we're working on. So they're going to track who's doing these hate raids and everything like that. And it'll be like an auto ban feature. Expand slightly the automatic blacklist of phrases, but I'm going to delete that because we don't even need them to do that, because you can add the blacklisted words yourself. So if you're setting up your own channel properly, like, that's there. So, all right, so let's put it this way then. So Twitch needs an algorithm that will automatically add iterations of words when streamers add a blacklisted word or phrase. I mean, would that be the way to do it? So that'd be a fair conjunction between streamer and Twitch as a whole. So All right, we'll hit on a lighter note here. So we've already talked about these hate raids and everything, and it's just really where I wanted to hit on it was I keep seeing, and this is like, we'll wrap up, put a little bow on the conversation. I keep seeing people saying Twitch needs to do something. And I'm just going to put this at the top of it. What the hell does something mean? Twitch needs to do something. ... No, Twitch needs to do, fill in the blank. But when you fill it in with something that's not going to be financially a poor decision for them to make. Fill it in with something that's actually going to benefit streamers, and fill it in with something that's not going to take an obscene amount of time. So when taking those three facets into it, there's not really much Twitch can do without a complete rework of their entire platform. And I guess I look at it a little differently. There's people that feel safe living in, you know, like a mud hut basically with just palm leaves overhead, and they're safe. Whereas many people in other areas wouldn't find that to be a safe way of living. So it's the job of each individual to find what's going to make them safe, not the job of community to make you safe. Here, we'll save this. You guys want me to post this stuff into name file, 8raid chat Twitch. There we go. Yeah, I'll post that stuff up so we can start conversations in Discord about it as well. Can we get an exclamation point social? Don't forget to follow us on socials as well.